How you doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another full match match reaction for the game between Arsenal and Chelsea. It's a day after the game, but before I go into it, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Very important. Very important. And yes, I'll go into the game quickly. I've given my match reaction for the game yesterday, and this is the full one. I just want to analyze the game in a whole, talk about the game, how I felt about the game, what I felt we should have done, what I thought went wrong in that game, and also the bigger picture of the game, the result of that game yesterday. For me, I'll start by saying, for me personally, I feel like that's a big opportunity miss for us, because I felt like having that one man down advantage as a league leader, you should be taking advantage of that. You should be taking advantage of that if you want to go on and win the league. If you're really serious about the league. I'm not actually saying we're not serious about the league, but if you look at it critically, or if you cast your mind back to teams that have won the league over the years, like teams that have dominated the league over the years, like the Chelsea, when Chelsea was Chelsea, when Manchester United was Manchester United, when Liverpool, when Man City was dominating the league. As soon as you go a man down, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. The likes of Chelsea will kill you like that. If that was the prime Chelsea, then when they had the likes of Drogba and co, like that game would have ended 4-1 against Arsenal yesterday, if Arsenal was in that position yesterday. But it was never to be, actually. The beginning of the game, the injuries didn't set the tone of the game very well. We started the game with the line. I saw the lineup. When I saw the lineup, actually, I noticed. I felt when I found out that Saliba was actually not in the team, I was like, wondering what's going on, what's happening with Saliba. That was a bit worrying. That's when I found out he had a knock during the training session on Saturday, I guess. And that's never a good news. You have two new centre back pair, which we've never had before. I think since Arteta's since Saliba and Gabriel started playing together, I think there has never been. I don't think there have ever been a time where we've not had either of the two in a game before. I don't think this is the first time since I've been watching Arsenal, since Saliba and Gabriel started playing together. I think this is the first time that both of them are actually not on the team sheet for a game, which is actually crazy. But that's not an excuse, because we said we've got squad depth, and that's the advantage of squad depth. To me, I don't feel like the defenders, actually, the guys that actually came on for them, did too bad. You can pick out some shaky moments from them, but overall I felt they did well, and I felt like that actually had an impact to the way the team played, because I felt like there was no, I think there was no trust in that defense. Like I felt like the midfield didn't really trust the defense very well, because like if you notice, we didn't really take the game. We didn't really like go for the game. Maybe they were scared to leave themselves open, because there are a few times whereby we almost got done by the counter from Chelsea, and we're lucky in those situations as well. But if you look at the game critically, like I felt that also played a big role in the way we played. And also, if you look at also how many games we've played over the past 2 games, we've played 2 big teams over the past 3 games: the North London Derby and then Bayern Munich in the Champions League. For me, before the week started, I said I would prefer to draw against Bayern Munich and win Chelsea and Tottenham. That would have been my, like they said, choose between those. I would prefer that. But at the end of the day, it wasn't meant to be. Thank God Man City dropped points last weekend. That was the saving grace. If Man City hadn't dropped points last weekend, it would have been a different story, because now Man City would have been, I think they would have been 1 point behind us. But at the end of the day, if you look at it critically, like coming into this week, after the international break, coming in from the international break, you look at it critically, you notice that we should have at least I think we've gained 1 point over the past 2 games. We've gained 1 point because Man City, before we went into the international break, Man City was actually 4 points behind us. But now they are 5 points behind us. But my fear is this thing is actually looking like the way we did that season where we almost went on to win the league and ended up losing the league to Man City. It's like it's giving me that vibe, that energy, that, like, that thing when you're seeing signs of that. Because this game just felt like one of those games where we dropped points that within that period where I felt like we should have run. By now we should have been 10 points clear of the league. By now we should have been 10 points clear, but it's not the case at the moment, because I think we're just a bit off it at the moment, especially away from home. Our last 3 games now in the Premier League, now we've drawn 2 and won 1, which is not a good form actually. But no one expects us to win every game this season. No one expects. We will still drop points. That's why I've said it. Like I said, for Man City or any other team that are below us now to win the league, they have to go unbeaten from now to the end of the season. Because now they cannot afford any more drop points, because now we still have the buffer of dropping like 1 or 2 more points between now and the end of the season, or losing 1 or 2 more games between now and the end of the season. Many of them cannot afford to lose 1 game, because I don't see Arsenal losing like more 2 or 3 games more this season, but I see other teams losing like 1 or 2 more this season. So if they lose 1 or 2 more and a couple of drop points here and there, I feel like it's in our favor. At the moment, this league is still in our hands. It's still in our hands, because worst case scenario, Arsenal will end the league this season with at least 89 points, or 80, 84, 85 points. Do I see the other teams going above that point tally? I doubt it, to be honest. I really doubt it. But my own is, I just wish we can like extend the league further, like 8 or 9 points before the year ends. If we can do that, to give us a lot of buffer, a lot of advantage going forward. And it's just there, like the game. To me, going back to the Chelsea game, I felt like it was an opportunity miss. After the red card, I felt like the team became a bit flat. We started the second half giving us sloppy fouls, and we didn't start the second half well. I felt like we should have started the second half more, because we didn't end the first half well as well. After the red card, we didn't really come out of our shell. I felt like the handbrake was on. I don't think the handbrake was on from the manager. I felt like the handbrake was on from the players, because I felt like the players actually let the manager down, because they were not at it. Keep like a couple of misplaced passes here and there. Especially Zubimendi was actually very, very poor for my liking. And also, the referee didn't help that game, because the amount of yellow cards he was dishing out in that game, every slight opportunity he just gives a yellow card, and he killed that game. To be honest, he killed the flow of the game, because now 6 or 7 players of the Arsenal players were actually having a yellow card. And Chelsea, like Mikel Arteta said in his press conference, like they started to target them. I felt like could that be another reason why the guys actually tried to, okay, let's just calm down a little bit and manage the game slightly. Thank God we had that equalizer on time. And Mikel Merino, I think that goal he scored, like, it's clutch. He comes up clutch for us every time. And if we had a Gabriel in this game, I felt like we would have won that game. If we had a Gabriel in this game, I felt like we should have won that game. And also Trossard. I feel like that our left-hand side was very, very disappointing in this game as well. The left-hand side was disappointing. We missed Trossard in that game. That's how important Trossard has been for us this season. Games like that are games like where you see, those are games like where Trossard comes out clutch, where he comes out with those moments when the games are a bit. In games like this, Trossard, those are the players that we needed in this game. But not having Trossard in that game actually played a big role for us. I know so many excuses. I'm actually trying to find excuses for the game, but at the same time, football is not mathematics. You can't just say because they have a red card, you just go and win the game. No, they're actually world-class players. They're world champions as well, and their manager has won the World Cup, the World Club Cup, beating PSG. So you can't say like you could just go there because we are Arsenal, we just go and win. No, it doesn't work that way. but it's a difficult one to take, actually, to be honest. If you look at it critically, like I felt deflated after that game. I felt like we missed an opportunity there. I felt like we should have actually won that game. We should have won that game. Actually, that opportunity at the end, it was just similar to what happened at the end of last season when we went to Stamford Bridge, whereby if Trossard didn't touch that ball, if Trossard had left that ball, there should have been a tap in for for Kai Havertz at the end of the game last season from that Saliba's pullout. But this time around is a cross from Piero Hincapié, the same left hand defender as well. Piero Hincapié, the cross from Hincapié. If Timber had left it for Gyökeres, maybe they didn't communicate very well. They should have communicated that, but maybe that chance just came through. If not, we didn't know this is talking in hindsight now. But if you look at it, in slow motion and replays, you should have, okay, if Timber had missed the header, maybe Gyökeres would have actually buried that ball. And to me, I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like it's an opportunity missed. It should have, by now, I feel like we should have been at least 10 or 15 points clear of the league if we had won our games. But that means we should have won every game apart from Liverpool, which is not possible. So which is actually not possible. We've actually done very well to get to this stage, 5 points clear. So we just need to manage it at the moment. We need to manage it now. We've got Brentford during the week, and that Brentford game is not going to be an easy one. I'm going to come out. I'm going to do my match preview later on today, just to in time for that game. But I feel like that game, we should be winning that game before we go into the weekend against Aston Villa. That game is going to be a cracker. That Villa game is my biggest fear, because over the past 3 games now, we've not done well away from home. I just pray we just win that one. We need to win our next 2 games. Our next 2 games is a must game, because now Man City, I feel, who's Man City playing again? I can't remember who they're actually playing on Wednesday. I think who's Man City actually playing? I can't remember, but I'll check that later. And Chelsea, I think Chelsea has a very easy game as well. They're going away to Leeds, which is not going to be easy for them as well. It's going to be an easy one. Chelsea should be able to win that game, but if Chelsea don't win that game, that's typical Chelsea for you. That's how you know the difference between the likes of Man City and Arsenal and the rest of the teams in the league. So yes, I felt like from the manager actually did what he should do, make the right substitutions at the right time, bring in the right players. But at the end of the day, the team didn't deliver. David Raya, he didn't really, to me, he wasn't at fault at on the goals actually. The goal we considered, I felt like the defense should have done better. I felt for the 2 centre back players that came in for Saliba, they did very well, based on the fact that they've not actually played together before. This is the first time they are playing together. And the right back and the left back, Ricardo Calafiori getting silly yellow card, and Timber was very good in the game as well. The midfield balance wasn't really. The midfield wasn't really too, like, the relationship between the midfield in that game wasn't too impressive in that game as well. Eze was quiet in that game. He was disappointing. I felt like, credit to Maresca, his tactics actually worked very well to nullify, because even when Martin Odegaard came into the game, he didn't do too much as well. And the front 3, Saka was the only bright spark in that game, although he was also disappointing. Some of his crossing was off. Apart from that one, the goal we scored, and some of his shots was actually poor. He wasn't really too effective as well. Madueke came in for Gabriel Martinelli. Both of them didn't really do well. As I said, I don't really like Noni Madueke coming on from the left hand side, because to me, I would even prefer to bring in Jesus. To me, even if the fact that he has not played too many, I would prefer to bring Jesus in that kind of game. Mikel Merino, clutch player, he did what he needed to do, gave us the equalizer, and we didn't kick on from there. I felt like we should have kicked on from there. And Gyökeres came in. I don't think he's all 100% match fit. He should have scored the goal at the end of the game. I think Timber nicked that off him. That's the whole summary of the game for me. I felt like it was a good game. It was not a good game, because one, the referee killed the game actually with the amount of fouls, the stop-start game, and the dark card. It was not a good game, good advert for the Premier League in terms of the way the game was played, and the refereeing. The refereeing is an experienced referee, but he didn't do too much. Yes, that's my full match reaction for the game between Arsenal and Chelsea, and Chelsea and Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. For me, I still feel like that's an opportunity missed for Arsenal. But at the end of the day, it was, to me, I'll take the point. And yes, that is it for that. If you like or disagree with what I've said in my match reaction, don't forget to drop your comments in the comment section below and let me know what you think about it. Let me just a quick reminder, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We really need that subscription. We need the likes, we need the comments, we need the engagement. Keep talking, and let's continue to grow. So my match preview for the game between Arsenal and Brentford will be coming out later, and don't forget to stay locked in and keep an eye on that. See you later. Come on, you Gunners. Yeah.